Missed an episode of your favorite podcast? Choose from over a decade of content in our archives. Not just the latest episode. All free at GCNlive.com.
This is your call to action. Get prepared, America. Economy, survival, energy, disasters. This is USAPrepares.com. Informative radio, educational radio. Interact now by emailing instructor@USAPrepares.com or text at 434-390-7953. Class, please take your seats. Now, your instructor, Vincent Finelli. Watch the greenbacks
I can't help it. I overdid it. Oh, wow. Dr. Shealy, are you blessed?
You know, Vince, if I weren't, I'd be blessed just listening to you.
Wow, I don't know. I can't help it. It's like I'm just so amused. I think I'm wearing Bliss, of course, and it just puts this big grin on my face. But I'm just amused that I'm still on the air.
Say, speaking of feeling bliss.
Yes.
Have you gone to have your blood tested again?
I'm ready. Tell me when and where. Tell me off the air. And
Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday.
Monday, Tuesday. Okay.
And today would be perfect. If not, next Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday.
Okay. I can certainly do next Monday. And Dr. Shealy, why don't you share with our broadcast classroom what we're talking about?
Yes, indeed. Basically, 10 years ago, I began looking at what I call longevity, and the best way to determine one's longevity is to look at your telomeres, the tips of your DNA. And we all have, in every cell in our body that has DNA, there's this double strand, and so there are 4 telomeres per DNA molecule. And they shrink if you have good health habits. 1% every year of your life. If you've got crummy health habits, they shrink a lot faster, sometimes almost twice as fast. And so we started with electrical stimulation of the body as a whole, that is, immersing the entire body in human DNA electrical frequency, which is 52 to 78 billion cycles a second, at a billionth of a watt per centimeter square. So it's a very low intensity, very high frequency, and you had to sleep in it for an hour every night. Well, of course, people travel and, they want other ways of doing it. So 2 years ago, I converted to using the Bliss oil that we talk about frequently. And it turned out the first year 5 people did it, and we got an average regrowth of 3 to 4%, which is just as good as electrical stimulation. So then in the summer last year, we invited another 14 or 15 people to start, and we measured their telomeres, and you and your wife and mother were part of the new group who began last summer. And so now we're ready for your follow-up, 1-year follow-up. So far, we've finished 8 people, and we're averaging between 3 and 4% regeneration, regrowth of telomeres. The single best, simplest, least expensive way I know to significantly extend your life expectancy. My telomeres now, at 82 years of age, are equal to the average 45-year-old person. So I'm hoping that we can prove that yours are doing the same.
There are a lot of people who aren't going to like that.
Well, join the club.
What I mean is there's some government types that are saying, Finelli living longer? What are you kidding? Oh, man. This is great, Dr. Shealy. And I wanted to tell you some of my reactions to this. I I believe I'm more perky. I believe I have a really great outlook, on the things that I need to do. Of course, things bother me that are around me, but what I'm saying is I think I can clearly focus. I think, I have more get up and go. I have more starting power. I have more endurance. I have more desire, to attack problems that we have here on the farm, which is just never ending. But what I'm saying is, sometimes I guess maybe it'd be easy to become overwhelmed, and I get through all this. And I think that the bliss oils help me get through all the things that I need to do, plus start the things that I need to start, plus prioritize the things I need to prioritize. What I'm saying is, I think, it's like being younger. That's really what it is, where you have more energy to do all kinds of things.
Yes, that's what it is, because in addition to increasing your telomeres, this particular combination helps to raise your DHEA, dehydroepiandrosterone, the most important hormone in your body as far as energy is concerned. Mm-hmm. It raises your calcitonin, which keeps your bones from falling apart. The most common cause of death in the elderly is a fractured hip. And it lowers the free radicals, which are damaging your body, by 80%. So all of those things certainly should give, in addition to telomere regeneration, a feeling of just better.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, that's really it. It's a feeling of better. And let me give you an example. Yesterday after the broadcast, I wanted to cut a field. Now, this is a pretty tough field to cut. It's 40 acres. There are a lot of trees in it, and I had a large tractor with a batwing mower, the kind of mower that you might see on the highway. And it's 15 feet wide. And the reason I use that mower is because I have to cut down little saplings, and I'm turning this rough field into a much nicer field. And in order to do that, I had to grease this piece of equipment. And it was a challenge. There were a lot of things that went wrong with all I was trying to do is grease like 20 fittings, drive shafts and so forth, and check the gearboxes, of which there are 3 gearboxes on this machine. So it wasn't a lot of fun. It was messy. It was, grease all over me. But I believe that the attitude that I had was, okay, that's just one more little problem in the way. I'll just get some wrenches and fix that problem. And I had to, make some repairs on this piece of equipment. And I was just trying to grease it. And I was just plodding along, getting through it. And I believe that the bliss oils reset the clock so that at my age, which is 62, I can do things that maybe a 40-year-old might do. And I get calls every once in a while from one of my broadcasting peers in Utah, and he'll say, "Oh, come on, you're too old to do that." And I go, "What?" I'm too old to do what? I'm too old to get on a backhoe and dig ditches and farm and, fix fence. I go, what? The average age of a farmer, in today's society is about 62, 63, and I'm right up there with, the average. So I cannot imagine slowing down, Dr. Shealy. I can't do it.
Well, I understand. Slowing down is dying, in my opinion. I mean, it's a slow and sometimes rather painful death.
Yeah.
But the idea of just becoming blah, I mean, you might as well be dead.
Yeah. And what would I do? What would you do? I mean, seriously, Dr. Shealy, if you slowed down, what would you do?
I don't know. No, I'm not going to find out. I have no interest in slowing down. Vince, interestingly, I still feel mentally and overall physically the way I did it at 26.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm enthusiastic. I enjoy what I do. Mm-hmm. I change when I need to change, mm-hmm. And I keep producing. I mean, and I'm right now working on 3 new research projects.
Now, Dr. Shealy, seriously, 3 new research projects. You write books. Those are like self-imposed final examinations, right? Isn't that what that is?
Well, I mean, for some people they would be. For me, it's just it's life.
Yes, that's exactly right. And I was talking with our son months ago, about broadcasting, and he was telling me about his final exam that he was studying for. This was months ago, and at the university. And I said, well, that's kind of like what being on the radio is like. Final exam every day. but I enjoy it, and that's what we all need to do. We need to find what it is that we're passionate about and do that. And maybe thinking about that might give us the courage and the strength to leave what we don't like doing and follow our passions. And then what would happen? I believe that we would live longer. How about you, Dr. Shealy? Don't you think if we'd live longer?
We know that depression damages your telomeres. They age much more rapidly if you're depressed.
Mm-hmm.
If you're fat. Mm-hmm. If you have diabetes, which goes through with being overweight 90% of the time. Any disease slows or speeds up, actually, the deterioration or the shrinkage of your telomeres, and therefore your life expectancy and your health. And to me, nothing is more important than keeping your health as long as you are alive. Otherwise, you're waiting for Godot. You may or may not know that old play of the 2 hobos who talk for a whole hour and a half during a play about Godot who never arrives.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I was in the kitchen a couple days ago, and Mrs. Finelli was sitting at the kitchen table, and she was reading what appeared to be a glossy magazine. And we don't subscribe to magazines here at the farm. So it kind of piqued my interest. And it was one of those university publications about, what some of the graduates have done, encouraging you to send money. Well, she was showing me these pictures, and the graduation year was attached to the pictures of these university graduates. And what I noticed was they looked way older way older and way heavier and way more unhealthy than they should have looked. And I thought, wow, we are really, really an unhealthy nation.
Yes.
We'll be right back. How many of you want to learn how to dig up bugs, worms, and raise crickets for food? Do you prefer to eat them dried and crunchy or while still alive? Well, you won't have to if you can defend your food supply from predators. You may want to get an AR-15 kit from guns80.com. and build your own AR-15 rifle from a kit. If you can legally own a rifle, you can purchase this AR-15 kit. If you're handy, you can complete the rifle in about an hour. The kit comes with all the parts you're going to need to build your rifle, but you'll need a drill press. And survivalists need one anyway. The Guns80.com team purchased the same used floor-standing drill press that I have for $100. You can too. And when you're finished, you'll have a paperwork-free AR-15 rifle, a drill press, drill bits, and the knowledge to maintain your AR-15 rifle, all for less than you expect. So if you want a paperwork-free AR-15 parts kit like mine, visit Guns80.com, Guns80.com, and let the unprepared have our share of the bugs.
My name is Bill Bonner, and I'm the president of the largest private news and research network in the world. And I paid for this airtime because I have an important message to the American people. There's a change coming that the government isn't telling you about. This change has deep implications for life in America, from where you shop to the doctors you visit and the family you want to protect. Look, I've made predictions like this before. Thing is, I was right then too. A few years ago, I warned that housing prices would collapse. They did. Before that, I warned that .com companies would crash. They did. Those who listened had a chance to save themselves. But this has nothing to do with the stock market. This will affect us all.
You can watch the video for free right now by going to dollardownfall.com. Again, that's dollardownfall.com.
I am a 47-year-old female and had a heart attack in 2005. This is Alice from New Jersey. I still get angina, even with 4 stents. I was taking nitro 2 or 3 times a week. The very first day after taking Heart and Body Extract, the chest pain was gone. Now I don't wear a nitro patch.
Learn the secrets of an effective, natural, 100% organic nutritional supplement for a healthy heart and circulation at hbextract.com.
You wouldn't go camping in the Everglades without bug spray, would you? It's in our nature to protect ourselves, especially when protection is simple and affordable. That's why IDStronghold.com has been providing affordable RFID protection for over 10 years. ID Stronghold wallets protect you from electronic pickpockets who pass near you with scanners and steal the information on the RFID chips in your credit and debit cards. IDStronghold.com is a technology company, so we understand how to best protect you against intrusive radio waves. ID Stronghold wallets are designed to block RFID signals, opened or closed, no matter where in the wallet you put your cards. Most other RFID wallets on the market were designed with only fashion in mind and do not shield properly, if at all. When you're shopping for your next wallet, be sure to get the protection you deserve by going to IDStronghold.com. Because getting anything else is like using latex gloves as oven mitts. Ouch.
Paid non-attorney spokesperson Adam Pileski of the Pileski Law Firm with principal office in Houston, Texas is the attorney responsible for the content of this ad. This ad is not legal advice, and the choice of a lawyer should not be based solely upon advertisement. Services may not be available in all states. Attention Xarelto users. If you or a loved one took Xarelto and suffered a serious bleeding event, you may be entitled to financial compensation. Xarelto is a popular prescription blood thinner used to prevent blood clots and protect patients from strokes. These serious bleeding events have led to numerous cases of hospitalization and even death. Phone lines are open 24/7. Call 800-261-0937. That's 800-261-0937.
Dr. Norman Shealy's with us. Dr. Shealy, there is an underground fire right near St. Louis that is at a landfill. And it's about 1,200 feet or a quarter of a mile away from a nuclear waste dump. And there's some...
I'm laughing at the stupidity of government, not at the fact that we have such a problem.
Yeah. Yeah. And this is for real. This is for real. So this underground land fire at the Bridgeton landfill has been burning for 5 years. And it's releasing unpleasant smells into the nearby neighborhoods. But the problem is that there's a nuclear waste dump a quarter of a mile away. And if the fire continues underground toward that, we could be sending nuclear materials into the air. And what's happening is, I'm sure you're aware of the peat bogs that have been burning for hundreds of years in Europe. I'm sure you're aware that if a bale of hay is on fire, it's really hard to put that out. If tires burn, it's really hard to put them out too. So in this landfill, there are all kinds of things like plastic, which burns really well. There are other products, wood, paper, so forth, that will burn well. Tires are in there, and they've been buried in there. So this is a serious problem. And I guess my question for you is, should this radiation be released into the air? And it could be pretty soon. It could be in days, weeks, or maybe even years. But this fire's been burning for 5 years, and they're unable to put it out. So if it continues, and it continues toward this nuclear dump, what do you think we should do to protect ourselves if we are downwind? And who's downwind? Those would be people east of St. Louis.
Well, primarily, I would move about 100 miles away. I can only say that. I'm serious.
Yeah.
That's the least. Many years ago, I think almost 30 or more, in a test, they released a small amount of radioactivity out in Denver and tracked the airflow. And within 3 hours, it was over Indiana.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that means, of course, it goes all over the world, dropping itself here and there, everywhere. And overall, we already know, as you and I have discussed on another occasion, that the radiation level in our background all over has increased markedly since Fukushima.
Mm-hmm.
So all we need is one more nuclear incident, and sooner or later, you know, life on the beach is going to become real.
Yes.
The end of civilization could occur if we don't stop this nonsense. In my opinion, and this has been my opinion for well over 50 years, every nuclear energy plant in the world should be disassembled as soon as possible, as rapidly as possible. The problem is we don't know what to do with the crap anyway, but we could certainly stop reproducing more and more and more of it.
Excellent points. Dr. Shealy, I'm looking at the NETC.com map, and it's the Nuclear Emergency Tracking Center. It's a website, NETC.com. And there are levels of alerts. RADCON 1 is background radiation level. RADCON 2 is a rising level. RADCON 3 is elevated. RADCON 4 is concern and watch. And then there's the highest level, which is RADCON 5. Well, if you look at this map, and I'm looking at it right this second, I just updated it, north of St. Louis, just north of St. Louis, is a RADCON 4. That's a heightened level of concern right this minute. Also, Kansas is at a heightened level of concern. So what are the highest levels in the United States? Well, I'll tell you. RADCON 3, if I just talk about RADCON 3 and higher, California, Arizona, Texas, Kansas is RADCON 4, St. Louis, Missouri, Illinois area, RADCON 4, Maryland, RADCON 3, New York, RADCON 3, Washington, D.C., RADCON 3, North Carolina, RADCON 3. Now, if you're just interested in RADCON 2, I'll tell you about that when we come back. There's plenty more of them.
Hey, Berkey Guy here. Are you still drinking unfiltered tap water? Does your water contain chlorine or fluoride? Will you have drinkable water in an emergency? The Berkey Guy is here to help you remove these and other potential contaminants from your water, thus helping you drink clean, purified water. We offer Berkey water purification systems at the lowest available prices online. Don't go another moment without Berkey system. Over the last 10 years, we've helped thousands drink clean, purified water. Join them by visiting GoBerkey.com or call me, the Berkey Guy, at 877-886-3653. That's 877-886-3653.
No way. Is that a real bullet necklace?
No, it's a 9mm bullet necklace with matching earrings, you'll notice.
Those are awesome. Where'd you get them?
Dave found them at PatriotNecklace.com.
Wow.
They have a variety of calibers and necklaces and earrings and keychains.
PatriotNecklace.com?
PatriotNecklace.com.
Your choice of caliber bullet includes a rugged American-made stainless steel dog tag chain. A percentage of every sale goes to military and service-related charities. And get a discount by entering GCN at checkout. Show your patriotism and support our troops with a bullet necklace from PatriotNecklace.com.
Many are in disbelief today after word of shocking allegations against a Minnesota-based talk syndication company known as GCN. It's claimed that they're the fourth largest talk syndication company in the U.S., making it even more scandalous that they've been accused of helping business owners expose themselves on a massive scale. Let's go live to Tom for more on this story.
It's being called the greatest exposure of our lifetime, while other business owners are beginning to step forward claiming they, too, exposed themselves with the help of GCN.
It's true. They're all guilty. Every last one of them. GCN helped me get the exposure my company needed, and just think, that was years ago. Today, GCN has like 700 affiliate stations and over 6 million downloads from iTunes and their website every month.
Imagine the exposure your company can get. Expose your business to the masses. Email advertise@gcnlive.com. Easy, affordable, effective. GCN.
Attention USA Prepares listeners. When you're on the road or have limited data or Wi-Fi, now you can listen to USA Prepares unfiltered and untapped at no extra charge on this non-federal phone number, 1-605-477-3249. Try it now to listen to USA Prepares 24/7 at no extra cost or data charges. These are not on federal lines. These are lines located on Indian reservations off the grid. Call 1-605-477-3249. No smartphones or internet needed. To hear USA Prepares untapped and off the grid, just call 1-605-477-3249.
This is a healthcare alert from the Pain Relief Hotline. If you, a family member, or a loved one suffers from knee, back, shoulder, or ankle pain and have Medicare as your primary insurance, we've got great news. You don't have to suffer any longer. You can immediately qualify for a pain-relieving brace at little or no cost to you by calling our 24/7 Pain Relief Hotline at 866-389-0620. Delivery is free and all paperwork is handled for you. If you are on Medicare and have knee, back, shoulder, or ankle pain, don't wait. You can qualify to immediately receive a pain-relieving brace at little or no cost by calling our 24/7 Pain Hotline now at 866-389-0620. Our representatives are standing by 24/7 to take your call and rush you your pain-relieving brace at little or no cost to you. Shipping is free and all paperwork is handled for you. Just call 866-389-0620. That's 866-389-0620. Again, 866-389-0620.
Owe $10,000 or more to the IRS?
Get on board with the Tax Admiral. Don't pick on the IRS alone. I'll cut penalties and reduce your overall tax bill. Sometimes I can even get it zeroed out completely.
We're an A-rated company helping people clean up their mess with the IRS.
If you owe $10,000 or more, then call the Tax Admiral.
Call 800-287-7180. Again, that's 800-287-7180. 800-287-7180.
My name is Don Wiskin. In 1994, I lost my 62-year-old father to complications of bypass surgery. In 1977, my 44-year-old brother was found dead in his apartment. He suffered a heart attack. In January of 98, my mother had a stroke and passed away in her bed. 21 days later, my 53-year-old brother passed away on his arrival to the hospital. He waited too long. In June that same year, I almost joined them at 42. What did I do? I took a 7-herb formula I now call Extendivite, made from garlic, cayenne, bilberry, ginkgo biloba, hawthorn, milk thistle, and valerian. Based on German studies of natural medicine, Extendivite is designed to clear blocked arteries, clean the toxins from your blood, and improve your immune system. To get your Extendivite, call 1-877-928-8822. That's 1-877-928-8822. Or visit our website, heartdrop.com.
Extend your life with Extendovite.
So, class, for the RadCon 2 levels, if you're interested in where they are, Washington State, Oregon, Arizona, let's see, Kansas, Illinois, Georgia, Maryland, Delaware, New York, Connecticut, and those are RadCon 2. I already talked about RadCon 3 and RadCon 4. So a lot of the country is facing elevated levels of radiation in the air, and of serious concern is this fire north of St. Louis, just north of St. Louis. Dr. Shealy, when in 1980, 35 years ago, I was on an airplane flying from the East Coast to Silicon Valley, California, specifically San Jose. And I happened to be assigned a seat next to this woman who was a little older than I, and she was an entrepreneur. And I was starting my entrepreneurship in California, in Silicon Valley, where we were forming an electronics manufacturing company, designing and manufacturing satellite communications equipment. And this lady said something very interesting to me. After our discussion had been in progress for a while, she looked at me and she said, well, would you rather die owing a lot of money or leaving a lot of money? And I said, that's easy. That's easy. Leaving a lot of money. And she said, you're never going to make it. Now, the reason I'm mentioning this is I'm wondering if through your travels and all the people you've met, you've seen some kind of correlation that may exist between where people live and work versus their attitudes. And let me give you one more example. If we were to ask someone who worked in Wall Street, would you rather die earning a lot of money or stealing a lot of money?
Those who earned it aren't there.
Yeah, right. And I'm wondering if the attitude might be, well, I'd rather die, stealing a lot of money because earning a lot of money takes a lot more effort, I'm wondering if that might be the attitude in Wall Street. And, there might be similar attitudes around Washington, D.C., because if you look at some of the evidence in Washington, D.C. about automobile accidents and crashes, they seem to crash in places that we don't crash. For example, the right front fender is crashed more, as I observe, in Washington, D.C. than any other place I've seen, because I believe what happens is the person in front will not let the person in the lane to the right get ahead of them. You're not getting ahead of me. Boom. So they change lanes and there's a car crash. But I believe that there's a relationship of attitudes relating to where people live. Have you seen that in your travels, Dr. Shealy? And it may be even outside the country.
Well, yes. There's no question that there are state, regional, local, rural differences in opinions and attitudes and belief systems. Did you see the one that Joey sent, I think it was a day or two ago, of the Pope speaking before prostitutes, thieves, and criminals? It was
Please share that.
A picture of the Pope talking to Congress.
I think there's a lot of truth to that. I think the more I learn about Washington, D.C., the more I see those criminals, those pedophiles, those perverts. Seriously. We even had a broadcast where an insider was talking about how there was a guy in the administration of one of the presidents where his job was to arrange for whatever the guests wanted, guests of the White House. So if they wanted little boys, they got little boys. And his job was to arrange to make that happen. It's disgraceful. Absolutely disgraceful. But we broadcasted about that. And I think that that's one of the reasons why our country is in so much trouble, because at the leadership, we have these sick individuals. Really. Well, I mean, Hillary Clinton is telling people that she tells the truth.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't trust really any politician that I know to tell me the time of day. Right. I don't know if we've ever discussed this, but in 2009, Shayne and I took an unusual trip for us. We drove from here to Atlanta to visit one of her sisters, and then up the entire East Coast to New York and back home to visit friends and family.
Mm-hmm.
And when we entered from Virginia right across the state line into Washington, D.C., my pulse went up to 120.
Mm.
I felt under tremendous psychic attack. Now, I don't ordinarily feel that. We got out of Washington. It was a little better. As we passed on the east side of Philadelphia, it went up again. And then it came back to normal for the rest of the trip. So
fascinating.
Washington, D.C., the most evil city I have personally been in my life.
This year, Dr. Shealy, I want to put an exclamation point, or I want to second what you just said. Seriously, this year, this summer, I was driving through Washington, D.C. And I felt, I won't say a panic attack, but I really felt uptight. I really did. I was just driving through there, trying to navigate my way around and follow the signs. And the GPS system was telling me to go one way. The street signs and road signs and highway signs were telling me to go another way. And it was really, really frustrating. And I couldn't wait to get out of there. I mean, I felt trapped. I felt like I was imprisoned in this system of signs that made no sense. And I was surrounded by drivers of vehicles who had no concern for anybody but themselves. And if cutting you off and sending you off on the wrong route, saved them 3 seconds, that was certainly something they would do. That was the feeling that I had. It was really uncomfortable. I never want to go back. As a matter of fact, I've been invited, to go to events in Washington and meet with some of these defectives. I'm not interested. I am not interested in going to Washington, D.C.
Yeah.
And when I think of the federal government, I can't think of anything except corruption. I can't think of anything except people who are on quotas, people who are rewarded for beating us up, either on paper, beating us up with taxes, beating us up with regulations, beating us up with something, stealing from us in some way, shape, or form. That is exactly what I think of when I think of Washington, D.C.
I consider that Saddam Hussein was almost benign compared to Washington, D.C.
Yes. And, I look
at truly beyond belief, unbelievably evil.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the very fact that a person goes there and lives there, you were talking about attitudes here and there, I think they get contaminated with the psychic crap as soon as they live there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was talking with a medical doctor many years ago about a person who had been injured in a hospital. And his job was to find some scheme, some way around the hospital avoiding responsibility for the damage they did to this person. Right. That was his job. and he thought that, that was the right thing to do. Right and wrong was completely removed from the equation. He had his own set of right and wrong, and his set of right and wrong had to do only with protecting his client, the hospital. We have failed. I don't even know what you call it. Honesty, integrity, being a kind person. We've lost that. And one of the things I was thinking about, Dr. Shealy, was with this discussion about Wall Street and discussion about earning money and leaving or owing money, I was thinking about Springfield, Missouri, and trying to conduct business in Springfield, Missouri. And I've heard this expression, well, I'm not going to give it away. And what they're saying is someone who might be in the business of selling items, buying inventory in bulk maybe, and selling them one at a time and earning money by having a store, selling for a 15% profit. I've heard people say, I'm not going to give it away. 15%? Are you kidding? I'm not going to give it away. What's wrong with making a reasonable profit? What's wrong with 15%? I don't quite understand how making 15% on an item is giving it away. Giving it away is buying it and giving it away. Selling it for a 15% profit is not giving it away. That's selling it for a profit.
And that's a hard row to hoe.
Yeah.
In a sense, when you consider remember that a profit of 15% is not a profit to a person or the owner. There are numerous other expenses, like a wall around you, a roof over you, utilities, help, bookkeepers, CPAs to take care of the book for you. I mean, you've got to have an awful big business to make a living with 15% profit over what you pay for things.
Or you have to have really a really efficient operation with very low overhead.
Right.
Yeah.
But there's always overhead of some kind.
Yeah, and in Springfield, Missouri, there is no shortage of government siphoners wanting to take money from everyone. Dr. Shealy and I'll be right back right after these few short commercial announcements. By now you know that USAPrepares.com is your source for water filtration systems. Here at the farm, we use our water filtration system for drinking, cooking, and for our cats and dogs. Which brand are we using? Well, that would be the ProPure system, because it filters out pathogens, microbes, chlorine, and fluoride. Multiple sources indicate that fluoride is responsible for lowering our IQs by 5%. Now, how many of you would like to sign up for a lower IQ? USAPrepares.com offers ProPure water filtration system and accessories at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate. We buy them by the pallet loads and pass the savings on to you. And if you're outside of Missouri, there's no sales tax. And if this appeals to you, visit USAPrepares.com. That's USAPrepares.com. You can order online, and we have the ProPure water filtration systems in stock, ready to ship. USAPrepares.com. ProPure water filtration systems at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate.
So you've got to take a state construction license exam or certification. Can't decide on what books or what chapters to study? Discover right now how you can eliminate unnecessary books and wasted study time. At contractorexam.com, our study materials zero in on state-required test topics in an effective multiple-choice format. So whether you're a plumber, electrician, general contractor, or other construction-related trade, contractorexam.com will help get you prepared. Visit us at www.contractorexam.com today.
No way. Is that a real bullet necklace?
No, it's a 9mm bullet necklace with matching earrings, you'll notice.
Those are awesome. Where'd you get them?
Dave found them at PatriotNecklace.com.
Wow.
They have a variety of calibers and necklaces and earrings and keychains.
PatriotNecklace.com?
PatriotNecklace.com.
Your choice of caliber bullet includes a rugged American-made stainless steel dog tag chain. A percentage of every sale goes to military and service-related charities. And get a discount by entering GCN at checkout. Show your patriotism and support our troops with a bullet necklace from PatriotNecklace.com.
We all know that Berkey water purification systems are the most trusted name in water filtration. As an authorized Berkey dealer for over 6 years and serving thousands of satisfied customers, the Berkey Guy offers amazing specials for Berkey water filtration systems. The Berkey Light systems include a set of self-sterilizing and recleanable black purification elements that purify water by removing chlorine, pathogenic bacteria, cysts, and parasites to non-detectable levels and remove harmful chemicals such as herbicides and pesticides. Order the Berkey Light system today, complete with 2 black Berkey elements for only $231, and the Berkey Guy will ship your order free of charge. With the purchase of a Berkey Light, the Berkey Guy is also offering a set of fluoride and arsenic filters for only $39.99. That's over 30% off the retail price. Call the Berkey Guy at 1-877-886-3653. That's 1-877-886-3653. Or order online at GoBerkey.com. That's GoBerkey.com today.
Silver has always been nature's very own antibiotic, and only one system allows you to produce an endless supply of nano-sized silver solutions right from the convenience of your home. Silver Lungs. With the addition of our unique lung delivery system, respiratory infections are targeted directly, where traditional oral administration simply cannot reach. This pioneering method also preserves the original particle sizes and delivers your silver solution directly into the bloodstream. See the Silver Lungs generator and lung delivery system at silverlungs.com. That's silverlungs.com.
Ted Anderson telling you about Jordan Rubin's Beyond Organic Green-Fed Raw Cheddar Artesian Cheese featuring whole milk created through ancient dairy breeding, unpasteurized, untreated whole milk on the same farm the cows graze, containing natural sources of omega-3s, CLA protein, calcium, probiotics, and enzymes. I have never tasted cheese this good, and you need to try it. Contact your longevity distributor or call 877-878-4203 or go to gcnteam.com.
You haven't experienced yogurt until you've tried a Mossy, embodying health and flavor in a true whole milk, green-fed dairy beverage. Every sip pays homage to our old world cows and the ancient culturing methods their milk benefits from. With over 30 probiotics, a Mossy's undeniably nutritious, refined, cultured sensation bolsters your health and awakens your passion for dairy. A Mossy's so good, and you need to try it. Contact your longevity distributor or call 877-878-4203 or go to gcnteam.com.
KDArmor.com is your one-stop shop for the most affordable body armor period, with packages starting at $169.99 and free shipping on every order. Why would you go anywhere else? KD offers soft armor and rifle threat rated armor up to level 4. Go to KDArmor.com and get your body armor today while you still can. Mention this ad and receive a free water purification kit for a limited time with any body armor package. Go to KDArmor.com. That's CATI armor.com. Come and take it.
Class Dr. Norman Shealy is with us, normshealy.com. And if you'd like to get the same newsletter that I get, just go to normshealy.com, N-O-R-M, as in Norman, Shealy, SHEALY.com. Dr. Shealy, I remember chatting with a man who's very interested in health, and we were talking about milk. And milk from animals, and the animal size may be having adverse or positive effects. So drinking milk from animals that are larger than man versus drinking milk from animals that are smaller than man. Have you done research about that, or do you have an opinion on that?
It's very difficult to do research on that kind of thing. Basically, looking at growth hormone, and in a sense, he's right. On the other hand, the amount of milk drunk by a normal, if you will, person as an adult is certainly not that great. And it's not like a calf sucking milk from the mother.
Right.
And the only adverse effect, I believe, is in those where they're using artificial bovine growth hormone to increase milk output. Now, I consider that not quite as stupid as nuclear energy, but stupid and dangerous.
And we don't,
a glass a day for an adult, and maybe 2 glasses a day, I don't think has enough growth hormone to create any measurable harm.
Okay. We don't use growth hormones in any way, shape, or form. And I'm wondering, I'm starting to do more research about how to grow crops and grasses that have the maximum benefit for the animals on our farm. So I'm really interested in what they eat rather than just turn cows out on the field. There's grass there. There are native grasses. There's brome. There's Kentucky 31. There's fescue. I mean, alfalfa, whatever the grasses may be. I'm really interested in what do they need and providing that for them, because I think we really are, as my mom and her mom used to say, you are what you eat. Yes?
Oh, yeah. Well, there's no question about that. I mean, just as in people. Interestingly, I looked up the top 100, quote, drink and food producers in this country yesterday. Mm-hmm. That is in income. Do you know the number one so-called drink food producer in the country is Pepsi? It's several points, places above Coke even. And I looked at that entire list of the 100 top food and drink producers, and there's not one of them I could actually legitimately support.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. As a matter of fact, I'm glad you brought this up. I have found that lately, maybe there's something wrong with me, Dr. Shealy, but I found lately, I don't go to restaurants very often, but when I do, I don't feel right. I don't think they serve the same kind of food that I have when I'm at home. And I really don't feel the same. I don't feel that I have, as much vigor, if you will, after I have a meal. I feel that I'm really thirsty, way too thirsty. After having a meal, I think maybe it's the MSG that they say that they don't put in the food that they do. I feel much better if I am at home. And that's another thing I wanted to mention to you. I don't know what has come over me, but I have less and less desire to leave the farm. Less and less desire to go out.
yes, you're right, of course, as always, Ben.
Is that? I was just wondering if I have a disease.
No. That's common sense.
Dr. Shealy and I will be right back after top of the hour news and commercial announcements. And there's some interesting information about physical characteristics and disease, body types and disease and descent. You know, African, European, Asian, and disease. We'll discuss that when we come back. How many of you want to learn how to dig up bugs, worms, and raise crickets for food? Do you prefer to eat them dried and crunchy or while still alive? Well, you won't have to if you can defend your food supply from predators. You may want to get an AR-15 kit from guns80.com and build your own AR-15 rifle from a kit. If you can legally own a rifle, you can purchase this AR-15 kit. If you're handy, you can complete the rifle in about an hour. The kit comes with all the parts you're going to need to build your rifle, but you'll need a drill press. And survivalists need one anyway. The Guns80.com team purchased the same used floor-standing drill press that I have for $100. You can too. And when you're finished, you'll have a paperwork-free AR-15 rifle, a drill press, drill bits, and the knowledge to maintain your AR-15 rifle, all for less than you expect. So if you want a paperwork-free AR-15 parts kit like mine, visit Guns80.com, Guns80.com, and let the unprepared have our share of the bugs.
Don't complain about your cable bill going up and up and up. Do something about it. Grab a pencil and jot down this special number, 1-855-905-MY-TV. The more cable TV rates go up, the better digital satellite TV looks. Say goodbye to the cable guy and get more of your favorite channels in 100% digital quality for less money. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. Sign up for packages starting as low as $19.99, and there's no equipment to buy. You get free HD TV upgrade, a free DVR upgrade, and free professional installation. You control what you watch when you watch it. Record your favorite shows. Pause and rewind live TV. Even skip the commercials. Watch local channels too. At just $19.99, what are you waiting for? Pull out your major credit or debit card. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV. Say goodbye to the cable guy. Cut costs and get more. 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV.
Vessels used by Royal Dutch Shell to look for oil off the coast of Alaska have now safely departed Arctic waters.
Late last month, Shell announced it would cease any further drilling after spending at least $7 billion on Arctic offshore exploration. The company citing disappointing results from an exploratory well drilled in the Chukchi Sea and the unpredictable federal regulatory environment. Shell experienced transit problems with vessels the last time it drilled off Alaska. That was back in 2012.
Correspondent Rich Thomason, I'm drunk, a Florida driver repeatedly told her followers on the social media app Periscope, staring at her cell phone's camera mounted on the dashboard before she found herself behind bars for saying this.
You're not new. I'm driving home drunk.
Well, other Periscope users warned the woman to stop driving. Some called police, and that's how she found herself behind bars last night. More of these stories from townhall.com.
Owe $10,000 or more to the IRS?
Get on board with the Tax Admiral. Don't pick on the IRS alone. I'll cut penalties and reduce your overall tax bill. Sometimes I can even get it zeroed out completely.
We're an A-rated company helping people clean up their mess with the IRS.
If you owe $10,000 or more, then call the Tax Admiral.
Call 800-287-7180. Again, that's 800-287-7180. 800-287-7180.
My name's Clyde, age 59, and I reside in Florence, South Carolina. The doctors diagnosed me as having clogged arteries. Felt like I was carrying heavy concrete blocks around my feet and legs. I started taking Heart and Body Extract as directed. It is less than 3 weeks, and I'm like a young man again. It's unbelievable that an herbal formula can work so fast and so powerfully.
Learn the secrets of an effective, natural, 100% organic nutritional supplement for a healthy heart and circulation at hbextract.com.
Everyone all set, cocked, locked, ballist. Hour number 2 of USAPrepares.com with Dr. Norman Shealy. Dr. Shealy, I noticed that on your newsletter that you've got a discussion coming up Monday, October 19th, and you're going to be chatting with Dr. Claire Francomano and Carolyn Mace.
You bet.
I met Dr. Claire Francomano at a convention. You were at the same convention. She's absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, she is. Claire and I have been friends now for, 20 years probably. I met her when she was head of the Genome Project at NIH. And she is a delightful, wonderful person and one of the experts on Kyani and Kyani Nitro Extreme.
Mm-hmm. And what we're talking about is a food supplement. Kyani is the label, and Nitro Extreme is a supplement that we take here at the farm. My mom takes it, I take it, Mrs. Finelli takes it, our children take it, and it gives me more energy as well as the bliss oils. And I think, Dr. Shealy, it's incumbent upon each one of us to maximize our health for many reasons. One, so that we can be as productive as possible, protect and defend and provide for our families. And also, on the opposite side of that equation is, if we weren't healthy, we would be a burden on all those around us. And that's something that I prefer not to be.
You know, let's face it, Vince. Only 3% of Americans, 3%, have the basic health habits. And we're not even talking about, big stuff yet. The basic health habits: no smoking, a body mass index between 18 and 24, normal weight, in other words, eating 5 servings a day of fruits and vegetables, and exercising 30 minutes 5 days a week. That's basic. 3% of Americans have all of those habits. That means that 97% of people are not even doing the most essential basic thing to take care of their health.
Yeah, and
only 10% are getting some physical exercise, 30 minutes, 5 days a week. So that doesn't even take into account binge and other heavy drinking, sloppy eating overall. I mean, other than not eating 5 servings of fruits and vegetables, what if you just ate the average American diet, which is slop?
Yeah. Well, all you have to do is look behind the counter at McDonald's, and there was this video. It was actually a commercial many years ago. It's about investing in real estate. It was back in the 1980s. And there was this man's face, and the shot got tighter and tighter, closer and closer. And he said, "I'm going to tell you a secret. If you don't want to be poor, watch what poor people do, and don't do it." And that applies to a lot of different things, including if you don't want to be unhealthy, watch what unhealthy people do and don't do it. That includes smoking and drinking and the foods that they eat. And just look over the counter at McDonald's, and look at the manager who might have been there a couple of years. Look at the body mass index there. Seriously, you generally will not see too many skinny people at McDonald's, unless they just started like this morning.
I know one person you won't see at McDonald's ever.
Well, I got to tell you, I did go in for a cup of coffee. I did. I was on a trip, and I was really, really in need of a cup of coffee to stay awake. And so I had a cup of McDonald's coffee, in, out, but that was it. So do you think that was okay, Dr. Shealy, or do I need to cut them out for that too?
I suspect the coffee's okay, although I wouldn't guarantee they wouldn't put some kind of crap into it to make you want to come back more.
Yeah, there you go. And they used to sell like ice cream. Well, we used to call this stuff in a cone ice cream.
Right.
And they don't even call it ice cream anymore. It's, I forget what it's called, but it's not called ice cream. It's not even called something that food is called, because it probably is not food.
Well, there's certain words we can't, even I don't use on the air, so that's what I call it. Oh my.
So, go ahead.
Vince, if everybody in this country had the common sense that you and I have, that we've been talking about for this whole show, guess who would go bankrupt?
Major corporations.
Every fast food restaurant in the country, every pharmaceutical company in the country, all of the so-called food suppliers in the country. Isn't that an interesting way of looking at it? So I could say beyond any doubt whatsoever that I consider the food mafia, I've got an email coming out on it entitled The Food Mafia, equal to the tobacco industry, or worse.
Yeah.
And the pharmaco mafia is worse than both of them combined. And they shouldn't exist. I mean, we could get by more healthily with about 85% less drugs.
Sounds great to me. It really does. I've talked to people. I was at a convention a couple of weeks ago, and I was talking to some people, and we're talking about medicines, so how many are you on? 13 medicines. We had some people visit our farm, and a huge number of medicines. I would say more than 13. How do we keep that straight? And how is it possible that there are a multitude of doctors know what other medications they're on? And it seems to me, I was talking to one of the children, an adult child of two of these seniors, and she was telling me that she doesn't think that the doctors really understand all the interrelationships of the medicines that her parents are on. And when they have what's called a side effect or a complication, as you would refer to it, they prescribe another medication for that complication, rather than saying, you know what, why don't we cut these in half? Let's bring it down to 7 instead of 13 or 14. And that's a big concern to me, because I think these chemicals are really, really dangerous. I really do. I'd rather not use them. Dr. Shealy, I was preparing a snack yesterday afternoon. Went into the refrigerator and I got some tomatoes, and we have a wonderful neighbor who has an abundance of tomatoes and peppers and so forth in his garden. He brings them over. And I was washing these tomatoes. Why? Because I want to make sure that anything that came from the sky, I wash off. Anything else that's on them, I wash off. And I was really careful about that. And I'm wondering, the care that I took, is that the same care that, let's say, a ketchup manufacturer takes when they process the tomatoes? Did they really wash them?
I don't know the answer, but I have a suspicion.
Yeah. How about the lettuce in a restaurant? How about when, I take out each leaf, and then I wash each leaf, and then I dry each leaf. And I don't use the outer, at least the outer 1 or 2 layers of lettuce or cabbage. And I wonder if the restaurants do that. I wonder if the Chinese restaurants just take the whole cabbage, don't wash it, chop it up, and start cooking it. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if they do or don't, but that's a concern I have. And that's one of the reasons why I want to spend less time away from the farm. I just don't want to go out. And I can't quite explain it. I think that it's so many threats around me and you. For example, people driving with distracted on their cell phones, people texting while they're operating their vehicles, people just not paying attention. People I think are so unhealthy, I'm afraid they're going to die at the wheel and crash into people. And then people with careless loads on their pickup trucks and trailers that have carelessly packed loads, and these items may fly out and cause chain reactions. I just don't want to be involved in it. I want to stay home more and more and more. And that's, believe it or not, Dr. Shealy, I'm literally preparing our farm, and I didn't realize that this is exactly what I was doing over the last several years, is preparing the farm so I don't have to leave as often. I'm happy just here.
Well, as you know, this year I have had 5 trips, which is the least in 40-some-odd years. I've averaged 18 to 24 trips or more every year since the early 70s.
Mm-hmm.
And I cut it back this year to a maximum of 5. I might have to do a little bit more next year, but I'll never go back to the amount that I did for many years.
And why is that, Dr. Shealy?
I find it increasingly obnoxious just to go through the airport, let alone the rest of the trip.
Mm-hmm.
I think the attitude of the entire travel industry sucks.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, let's add a little piece to that. In New York City, there is a van. It's a white van, and it has a box on the back. It's a Mercedes van. It's a truck. And in the back of this truck is equipment that has a super secret X-ray technology. And this van rides around, and through this technology, they can look right through the steel sides of a vehicle, maybe your car or pickup truck next to them, and they can see what's inside. You are being blasted with X-rays. Just one more reason why I want to stay home. We'll talk about that when we come back. By now, you know that USAPrepares.com is your source for water filtration systems. Here at the farm, we use our water filtration system for drinking, cooking, and for our cats and dogs. Which brand are we using? Well, that would be the ProPure system, because it filters out pathogens, microbes, chlorine, and fluoride. Multiple sources indicate that fluoride is responsible for lowering our IQs by 5%. Now, how many of you would like to sign up for a lower IQ? USAPrepares.com offers ProPure water filtration systems and accessories at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate. We buy them by the pallet loads and pass the savings on to you. And if you're outside of Missouri, there's no sales tax. And if this appeals to you, visit USAPrepares.com. That's USAPrepares.com. You can order online, and we have the ProPure water filtration systems in stock, ready to ship. USAPrepares.com. ProPure water filtration systems at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate.
The new frontier in human nutrition and health is that of epigenetics. Epigenetics refers to the portion of the DNA that you can influence with molecules or frequency signals. A huge key to detoxification, cellular health, and even eternal youth has to do with what kind of signals you are feeding your cells. Technology now exists to energetically encode foods or supplements so that the original food you started with is now a carrier of information that communicates health-giving signals to the cells of your body. The first food of its kind to ever receive this encoding is One World Whey. One World Whey has received high praise and generated some amazing testimonies since 2011. We now know that all the amazing testimonies we've received come primarily from the energy encoding process and secondarily to the high-quality ingredients. To support your metabolism, detoxification, energy, and strength, unlike any supplement you've ever taken, call 888-988-3325. That's 888-988-3325. Or visit oneworldwhey.com. That's oneworld.com.
KDArmor.com is your one-stop shop for the most affordable body armor period, with packages starting at $169.99 and free shipping on every order. Why would you go anywhere else? KD offers soft armor and rifle threat rated armor up to level 4. Go to KDArmor.com and get your body armor today while you still can. Mention this ad and receive a free water purification kit for a limited time with any body armor package. Go to KDArmor.com. That's CATI Armor.com. Come and take it.
Sciatica, lower back pain, hip pain, poor posture. If you suffer from any of these problems, get ready to relax. Introducing an amazing product that's been in the market for over 25 years, the Sacro Wedgie. It was invented by a football coach using a common sense osteopath technique. He created this device to help his athletes by isolating and supporting the sacrum, which is the keystone of our anatomy. This wedge-shaped bone is in the center of our hips, where a lot of pain starts. Simply relax 20 minutes daily on the amazingly simple Sacro Wedgie and let gravity do the work, helping muscles rebalance and start releasing nerves. Sit in the Sacro Wedgie at the computer or while traveling to help correct posture to finally help relieve those stubborn aches and pains for only $33.95. It's made in the USA, so click the family-owned website at sacrowedgie.com, spelled SACROWEDGY.com, or call 1-800-737-9295. That's 1-800-737-9295. Relax your back pain away with a Sacro Wedgie.
Paid non-attorney spokesperson Adam Pulaski of the Pulaski Law Firm with principal office in Houston, Texas is the attorney responsible for the content of this ad. This ad is not legal advice, and the choice of a lawyer should not be based solely upon advertisement. Services may not be available in all states. Attention Xarelto users. If you or a loved one took Xarelto and suffered a serious bleeding event, you may be entitled to financial compensation. Xarelto is a popular prescription blood thinner used to prevent blood clots and protect patients from strokes. These serious bleeding events have led to numerous cases of hospitalization and even death. Phone lines are open 24/7. Call 800-261-0937. That's 800-261-0937.
Dr. Norman Shealy is with us, normshealy.com, NORMSHEALY.com. Dr. Shealy, there's a post on the internet about this vehicle. It's a van that is riding around New York City. And the New York City Police Department feels that this is a great technology, and this can help prevent terroristic attacks. And so this van has equipment that uses X-ray technology to X-ray vehicles in the vicinity. So if you happen to be on the sidewalk, or if you happen to be
government craziness again.
Well, yeah, and so here's the scenario. So this van is traveling down the streets of New York City, looking in through the steel sides of, let's say minivans and cars and pickup trucks and other vehicles, and in the meantime, it's blasting away these X-rays at anything in its path. And I object to that. So here's the question. So obviously it's not healthy. So let's say there's the mayor. The mayor's riding around, and so this van pulls up next to the mayor. Is the mayor concerned? How about this? How about if we had one and we rode through the streets of Washington, D.C.? How long do you think it would be before a bazooka or a rocket or a SWAT team took us out if we were riding around in such a van that was X-raying, let's say, the presidential motorcade? Yeah.
Well, my concept of government, I didn't think could go any lower than it had already been.
Yeah.
But the idea of X-raying babies in utero, women who are pregnant.
Yeah.
While they don't even know it's being done, right, is an act of terrorism, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. I was talking with one of our instructors yesterday, and she said that there is a spraying going on at specific stores that sell food, where people are being sprayed with insecticide when they enter the stores. Now, I don't know that this is true, and I've been trying to find documentation to this. We've been unable to do that. However, that leads me to this question. So, and it makes sense. If you go into, the Chinese factory outlet, do you see roaches? No. Do you see roaches in any other food store? No. And the reason is that they must be using chemicals to prevent that, right? Because I know for a fact, I've been in a cooler, like a walk-in, actually a drive-in refrigerator at a large distribution warehouse where boxes of meats and vegetables and so forth go into these cooling rooms. And these are like warehouses that are cold. And there are roaches in there. The roaches come in the corrugation of the cardboard boxes. They live in those little cells, and then they pop out when it gets a little warmer. But there are roaches in there in the freezers, and roaches in the refrigeration units. Well, that leads me to believe that they certainly wake up in the trucks, and they on the way to these stores where we buy food, and I'm sure that they spray, and I know that schools spray insecticides, so I'm sure that insecticides are all around us. That being the case, it leads me to this. So a person goes to the doctor's office or to the hospital, and he has this radioactive treatment for determining what might be wrong with that person. Okay, so the doctor says, okay, we'll have this injection of radiation dye, and we're gonna find out what's wrong with your digestive system or whatever. Now that radiation is excreted lots of ways, including through the pores of the skin, right, Dr. Shealy?
Yep.
Okay, so we have patients in the hospital, for testing, and they use the restroom. They touch the handrails, they touch the doorknobs, they touch the door latches and so forth. They sit on the seats in the waiting room. They touch the arms of the chairs in the waiting room, and they sit on the examination table and so forth. And all of these radioactive contaminants, they can leave their bodies, and we can contact them next when we sit down in those seats or use the restroom or go into the examination room. Would you address that when we come back? What maybe if you have concerns or not about radiation coming out of our pores and being all around us in hospitals and doctors' offices?
Hunters, anglers, campers, and survivalists. Get back to nature. Expand your horizons with the highest quality, most versatile, unique slingshots and sling bows on the market at slingbow.com. Sling bow products are compact and models start from just $17.98. They're perfect for your bug out bag or storing in your vehicle. Give yourself and your loved ones the excitement and tradition of sling bow. A new frontier in archery and truly modern twist on this primitive survival tool. Feel the thrill only at slingbow.com. So you've got to take a state construction license exam or certification. Can't decide on what books or what chapters to study? Discover right now how you can eliminate unnecessary books and wasted study time. At contractorexam.com, our study materials zero in on state-required test topics in an effective, multiple-choice format. So whether you're a plumber, electrician, general contractor, or other construction-related trade, contractorexam.com will help get you prepared. Visit us at www.contractorexam.com today.
Thousands of people seeking home security get ripped off every day, and the home security industry wants you to believe that's your only option. They've got hordes of salesmen out there trying to scare you into signing one of their long-term contracts. You get stuck writing huge checks month after month with no way out. It's robbery by contract, and it can cost you thousands. But there's a better way to protect your home. Simply Safe Home Security. Simply Safe has no contracts. None. You'll get award-winning 24/7 protection. Security professionals watching over your home, ready to instantly send police to the rescue for just $14.99 per month. That's less than half what most companies charge. Protect your home the smart way. Visit simplysafedefense.com today for an exclusive 10% offer and get a free keychain remote worth $25. Only when you go to simplysafedefense.com. simplysafedefense.com.
Hi, I'm Dr. Sam Nussbaum with the Anthem Foundation. Premature birth is the leading cause of death of babies and disabilities for children. That's why we support the March of Dimes to help mothers have full-term pregnancies and healthy babies. Join us in supporting cutting-edge research, treatment and outreach to help moms during their pregnancy and give every baby a healthy start in life. Learn how you can help at marchofdimes.org.
You wouldn't go camping in the Everglades without bug spray, would you? It's in our nature to protect ourselves, especially when protection is simple and affordable. That's why IDStronghold.com has been providing affordable RFID protection for over 10 years. ID Stronghold wallets protect you from electronic pickpockets who pass near you with scanners and steal the information on the RFID chips in your credit and debit cards. IDStronghold.com is a technology company, so we understand how to best protect you against intrusive radio waves. ID Stronghold wallets are designed to block RFID signals, opened or closed, no matter where in the wallet you put your cards. Most other RFID wallets on the market were designed with only fashion in mind and do not shield properly, if at all. When you're shopping for your next wallet, be sure to get the protection you deserve by going to idstronghold.com. Because getting anything else is like using latex gloves as oven mitts. Ouch.
If you're like me, you're concerned about the stock market and the economy. You're asking the questions, but it just doesn't seem that you're getting the right answers. Well, my friends at the Wealth Preservation Institute not only have the answers, but they've put together a free report, How to Survive the Upcoming Economic Collapse and Protect Your 401ks, IRA savings, and retirement income. Don't hesitate. This report's for free for a limited time by calling 888-772-2929. That's 888-772-2929. Take back your financial lives today.
Hello?
Congratulations.
For what?
For losing all that weight. How'd you do it so fast?
ASAP.
ASAP what? What's that mean?
Are you ready to get as skinny as possible, as soon as possible, as simple as possible, and as sexy as possible?
I'm listening.
Then get with the ASAP program. It's real and it works. No smooth talk, no slick advertising, and no exaggerated claims of success.
I've got to know more.
Welcome to ASAP, as slim as possible. Whether you have 10, 20, or 50 pounds to lose, ASAP is your weight loss answer. ASAP targets the abnormal fat reserves and makes them available to be burned as fuel and contains no caffeine or hormones. Order ASAP at wholesale prices or join the team to share the business with others. Go to GCNteam.com or call 855-GCN-MALL. That's 855-426-6255. GCNteam.com or 855-426-6255. Lose weight and look great with ASAP, as slim as possible.
Dr. Norman Shealy's with us. So, Dr. Shealy, my concern is about the waiting rooms, the doorknobs, the restrooms, going into these facilities where people have been tested with radioactive isotopes. They have been given chemical cocktails and, put in machines to examine them. And my question is, are you concerned about the radiation coming out of their skin, contaminating the seats that we sit on after they sit on them in the waiting rooms and examination rooms?
Well, again, for the average person, I wouldn't be too concerned. I'd be most concerned with pregnant women.
Okay. Because
actually, now you and I don't know how many hours a week you spend watching television.
Pretty close to not much. Certainly not over the air broadcast, but we have in our kitchen probably maybe 12 feet away from us a screen that we can watch DVDs and YouTube videos and so forth. That's all we use it for.
Well, I agree. I mean, it's pretty much the same. In fact, I don't have one in my kitchen even. It's in my living room. And if they depended upon me, they'd be out of business.
Yeah. Right. Us too.
But watching television, the average American supposedly is 40 hours a week.
That's a full-time job.
That means that they're spending virtually all of their non-working time and non-sleeping time watching the tube, which is not healthy for anybody. But did you know you get some radiation from watching television?
Yes, I got an email from you, and I was reading that, and where you live has
Atlanta.
Look,
Atlanta and Denver are two of the worst cities in the country for radiation.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And that changes. I mean, according to the netc.com website, that changes, by the minute, depending on which way the wind is blowing. So I'm really concerned about that. And so, Dr. Shealy, I bought something over the weekend that you and I have talked about on the air, and that's iodine. Triiodine. I bought a 16-ounce bottle of triiodine. Now, as a farmer, we have animals who get cut and banged up, and sometimes they need some iodine sprayed on their wounds. But I was also wondering, for the prevention of damage to our thyroids, can I just take a Q-tip and dip a Q-tip in triiodine and just wipe it on my arm or wrist and uptake iodine that way to prevent damage to my thyroid?
Yes,
from radiation.
It's something that, it has to be about an inch in diameter.
Mm-hmm.
And that would give you enough iodine to, for maintenance, I would say.
Okay, so 1 square inch of triiodine on a Q-tip. Okay, well, I bought it from a veterinarian specifically to have on hand, and also with the thought that maybe we could use it that very way. Now, can you overdo it? Let's say I'm a person twice as big as I am. I'm 138 pounds. If I were bigger, would I need, let's say I were twice the size.
Oh yeah.
Would I need more?
Let's face it, it varies tremendously with size, obviously, because let's say I was speaking of an average, quote, person of 150 pounds, roughly. I would weigh about 10 or 20 pounds either way. But when you get to 25 or 30 pounds over that or 25 or 30 pounds under that, you need less or more, depending upon which way you're going.
Okay. Is this something that you would recommend, or is this something that you would say, well, if you feel like doing it, you can try that?
It's one way of doing it. And it probably takes no less time than taking a pill or a capsule.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, the cost is certainly very low. I believe it was around, with all the taxes, probably $12 for 16 ounces. And that included the spray. That included the spray head for this bottle. It was kind of like a package similar to what you might get hydrogen peroxide in, a dark bottle, plastic bottle with a spray head on it, so I could spray, a cow's foot or something.
Yeah, interestingly, it's hard to get that concentrated iodine except from vet supply.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know quite why, and I'm almost afraid to mention it because the idiot government might intervene. But they've taken anything other than about 3% at the most iodine off the shelves for people,
mm-hmm.
but you can get the 7% iodine for animals.
Right. Well, there are a lot of advantages to being a farmer. You can buy things that you just can't get if you're not a farmer. And so we had a cow treated. We brought a cow in our trailer to the vet because she had a stone in her hoof, and she was having trouble walking. And it was really difficult for us to get the stone out. So they have it at this veterinarian's clinic. They have a hydraulic squeeze chute, and you just walk the cow in, and it literally picks the cow up and turns the cow on her side, literally. And so the cow can't move and get kicked, and the veterinarian can literally do surgery on the cow without the cow being, really hurt, or the veterinarian being hurt. So we brought our cow, and then after this stone was removed, there was a little bit of blood, and so that was treated with some triiodine. And I thought, we need that too. And I thought, well, okay, we need to get that for other reasons as well. And so when I went to buy it, I said, what sizes do you have triiodine in? They said, well, we can only get it in the 16-ounce size. And I said, so why is that? And they said, well, some people were using it in the production of meth. And I said, well, that's what I wanted it for. and the veterinarian's assistant said, you don't use meth, you've got all your teeth. Just as a matter of fact, he knew that I was not going to do that because of my physical appearance. So I thought that was kind of fascinating, but the government has prevented them from being able to sell gallon-sized jugs of iodine to farmers because other people who have abused the system. And it seems like we are being impacted. The masses are being impacted by the few, which annoys me. Absolutely annoys me. Just like there might be somebody who might do something in New York City. So what we do is we go around and we spray everybody with radiation, X-rays. It bothers me. Absolutely bothers me. And I don't know how to stop it other than vote with my wallet and not go to New York City. So Dr. Shealy, there is a post on the internet about we'll call it descent, where people come from. So from Africa, Europe, Asia. They say that Africans, they are more likely to contract head and neck cancer, lung cancer, tobacco-related cancer, obesity, diabetes, glaucoma, hypertension, Alzheimer's, sickle cell anemia, stroke, pancreatic cancer, heart disease, and deep vein thrombosis, and less likely to contract skin cancer. And I'm wondering if that has to do with really their descent or whether that is lifestyle.
Well, I think it's a combination in general.
Okay.
Certainly the skin cancer is because they have a lot of melanin in the skin already. Mm-hmm. So that one's fairly easy. That is pretty straight genetics. Mm-hmm. But other than that, in general, they have more hypertension, among other things. They don't eat as well.
In America?
Yeah.
Because I don't remember seeing a single photograph of a native in Africa who was obese. I don't remember seeing a single one.
Well, it's pretty rare in Asia as well as in Africa.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, of the European descent, it says they're most likely to contract skin cancer, multiple sclerosis, celiac disease, less likely to contract Crohn's, osteoporosis, lactose intolerance, heart disease, type 2 diabetes, and premature birth. That's the Europeans.
Yeah, these things are known. And of course, if you live in a large city, you're more prone to all kinds of illnesses than you are if you live on a farm, unless you live on a farm and use a lot of pesticides and herbicides.
And I have found anecdotal evidence to indicate that what you said is exactly correct. Those farmers who spray insecticides and herbicides are way less healthy than those of us who don't. Way less healthy. I'm talking about all kinds of diseases. I'm talking about near-death diseases. Serious diseases from the farmers who use these heavy sprays of insecticides and herbicides. Dr. Shealy and I'll be right back. NormShealy.com. How many of you want to learn how to dig up bugs, worms, and raise crickets for food? Do you prefer to eat them dried and crunchy or while still alive? Well, you won't have to if you can defend your food supply from predators. You may want to get an AR-15 kit from guns80.com and build your own AR-15 rifle from a kit. If you can legally own a rifle, you can purchase this AR-15 kit. If you're handy, you can complete the rifle in about an hour. The kit comes with all the parts you're going to need to build your rifle, but you'll need a drill press. And survivalists need one anyway. The Guns80.com team purchased the same used floor-standing drill press that I have for $100. You can too. And when you're finished, you'll have a paperwork-free AR-15 rifle, a drill press, drill bits, and the knowledge to maintain your AR-15 rifle, all for less than you expect. So if you want a paperwork-free AR-15 parts kit like mine, visit Guns80.com, Guns80.com, and let the unprepared have our share of the bugs.
The human body is more than 60% water. Your brain and muscles are 75% water. And your blood is 92% water. Water's vital to your body, and alkalizing your water is the key to keep it running at its best. AlkaVision Plasma pH drops keep your entire body healthy, boosts energy, promotes weight loss, and even fights cancer. Call 800-518-7615 or go to alkavision.com to find out more. That's ALKAvision.com.
No way. Is that a real bullet necklace?
No, it's a 9mm bullet necklace with matching earrings, you'll notice.
Those are awesome. Where'd you get them?
Dave found them at patriotnecklace.com.
Wow.
They have a variety of calibers and necklaces and earrings and keychains.
Patriotnecklace.com?
Patriotnecklace.com.
Your choice of caliber bullet includes a rugged American-made stainless steel dog tag chain. A percentage of every sale goes to military and service-related charities. And get a discount by entering GCN at checkout. Show your patriotism and support our troops with a bullet necklace from patriotnecklace.com.
At 30dayfoodsupply.com, two of our top priorities are providing quality food at a reasonable price and protecting your security. When you call 800-700-2184, we will never record your phone call and never ask for your personal information, like how much food you have stored or where you keep it. We'll also never store your credit card information and email address on a computer. Your email address will never be shared or sold. We'll never limit the number of boxes you can purchase. We'll never use outside packers or use relabeled food from another company. Our meals are naturally high in fiber, carbs, and protein, and everything is packed with oxygen absorbers and Mylar pouches under our direct supervision at our plant in Oregon. Oregon Trail Foods and 30dayfoodsupply.com keep prices low by buying directly from their producers in Oregon and then passing the savings on to you. Call 800-700-2184 and purchase our 30-day 90-serving emergency food supply for only $99, and $10 ships your entire order to the lower 48. Visit our website, 30dayfoodsupply.com, or call 800-700-2184. That's 30dayfoodsupply.com at 800-700-2184.
Attention USA Prepares listeners. When you're on the road or have limited data or Wi-Fi, now you can listen to USA Prepares unfiltered and untapped at no extra charge on this non-federal phone number, 1-605-477-3249. Try it now to listen to USA Prepares 24/7 at no extra cost or data charges. These are not on federal lines. These are lines located on Indian reservations off the grid. Call 1-605-477-3249. No smartphones or internet needed. To hear USA Prepares untapped and off the grid, just call 1-605-477-3249.
Thousands of people seeking home security get ripped off every day, and the home security industry wants you to believe that's your only option. They've got hordes of salesmen out there trying to scare you into signing one of their long-term contracts. You get stuck writing huge checks month after month with no way out. It's robbery by contract, and it can cost you thousands. But there's a better way to protect your home. Simply Safe Home Security. Simply Safe has no contracts. None. You'll get award-winning 24/7 protection. Security professionals watching over your home, ready to instantly send police to the rescue for just $14.99 per month. That's less than half what most companies charge. Protect your home the smart way. Visit simplysafedefense.com today for an exclusive 10% offer and get a free keychain remote worth $25. Only when you go to simplysafedefense.com. simplysafedefense.com.
Healthy, organic, fresh fish, robust, mouth-watering vegetables, all from your home. It's called aquaponics. This brilliant, self-sustaining protein and veggie system is perfect for year-round growing. Know exactly where your food is coming from. Aquaponicssource.com is the one-stop shop for all your needs. Fish, fish food, plumbing, full systems, classes, and more. Learn to build your own system. Go to aquaponicssource.com for a free guide to aquaponics. That's aquaponicssource.com.
Dr. Shealy is with us. Dr. Shealy, there's a story on the internet about this sneaky cop, and he's pretending to be a panhandler. Okay, he's with the Royal Canadian Mounted Police. So he looks like a panhandler, and he's walking through a busy intersection, and he's got this sign. And what he's doing is he's looking for people without seatbelts on, and he's looking for people who are on their cell phones. So there's this survey, and the survey says, do you think it's okay for the police to use tricks like this to catch drivers? 90,000 people said, yes, we need to catch people who text and drive and don't wear seatbelts. I think we do. We need to stop that. But I don't think it's incumbent upon the police to use sneaky tricks. Just like I don't think this story about this man in an electric wheelchair being arrested for a DUI, in Palm Bay, Florida. This 54-year-old was arrested for being under the influence. Now, what does being under the influence mean? Does that mean had a partial beer? Does it mean he was falling down drunk? I don't know. But I have a feeling that being under the influence can be as much or as little as a couple sips of beer, literally a couple sips of beer. I think we have had way too much invasion into our private lives. Although I don't think being intoxicated behind the wheel is a good thing, and I don't think riding without a seatbelt is a good thing, and I don't think talking on the cell phones while driving or operating a vehicle is a good thing either. Dr. Shealy, your thoughts?
Well, I agree with all of you. All of your statements. Common sense, among other things, is the uncommon commodity.
How can we get that back, Dr. Shealy? Is it going to take a couple generations of rewiring our elementary school system and high school so that people are taught, it's not nice to throw trash out the window because it causes problems for the environment. It causes animals to get sick eating these things that we throw out the windows. It's just not sightly. And by the way, you probably have a trash can at home. I mean, does it start with school or maybe it starts with parents?
Well, I think it starts with parents and Vince, it starts before people become parents. Remember, 41% of all kids in this country today are born, quote, out of wedlock. I mean, that's phenomenal. Those kids have an extremely high incidence of prematurity, so they are not born healthy frequently, and it gets bad after that. And, of course, in the black community, it's 71% of births are out of wedlock. Now, only 19% of all children in this country grow up with both parents in the home. So that means that 81% of all people have a major traumatic stress going on from early life.
Dr. Shealy, so many people are divorced, and I'm seeing people I know splitting up, and it's heartbreaking. It's absolutely heartbreaking to see families break up, because I don't see anything positive coming from it. Literally, I don't see how, when a husband and wife and children, are one family, and then they split up. Then the wife goes her way, and she's looking to replace her ex with somebody better. And I've never seen that happen. I've never seen a person replace their ex with somebody better if they've been married, let's say, 10 years. It always gets worse. Do you see the same thing, or am I?
Well, apparently you're right, because the divorce rate in second marriages is higher than it is in first marriages.
Wow.
So
it's very, very sad.
Says it's not a very good idea.
Very, very sad. Dr. Shealy, I will be there on Monday for my test and for our telomere test. I'm looking forward to it. I'll bring my mom and Mrs. Finelli, and I'm looking forward to doing it. Dr. Shealy, thanks so much for being with us today.
Have a great weekend.
Hey, you too. That's Dr. Shealy, normshealy.com. And if you'd like to get the same newsletter I get, just go to normshealy.com and sign up for it. It's free. It's enlightening. Class, above all, honesty and integrity. What happens next is up to you. By now you know that USAPrepares.com is your source for water filtration systems. Here at the farm, we use our water filtration system for drinking, cooking, and for our cats and dogs. Which brand are we using? Well, that would be the ProPure system, because it filters out pathogens, microbes, chlorine, and fluoride. Multiple sources indicate that fluoride is responsible for lowering our IQs by 5%. Now, how many of you would like to sign up for a lower IQ? USAPrepares.com offers ProPure water filtration systems and accessories at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate. We buy them by the pallet loads and pass the savings on to you. And if you're outside of Missouri, there's no sales tax. And if this appeals to you, visit USAPrepares.com. That's USAPrepares.com. You can order online, and we have the ProPure water filtration systems in stock, ready to ship. USAPrepares.com. Pro Pure water filtration systems at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate.
Most of us already know that taking a fish oil supplement to boost omega-3s is a good idea. But did you know that about 60% of Americans are actually deficient in omega-3s? Did you know that most fish oil products contain only about 25% omega-3s and the remaining 75% is undesirable fish fat? Heck, did you know that more than 90% of fish oil supplements sold in the USA are not even made here? If you want to boost your omega-3s using the finest American-made fish oil, check out Nutrigold fish oil supplements on www.fishoil.best. Nutrigold fish oils are independently 5-star certified and guaranteed to be exceptionally pure. That means no more fish burps. Best of all, just one Nutrigold fish oil capsule contains more omega-3s than 4 standard fish oil capsules. Go to www.fishoil.best or call 888-920-1497 and use promo code BESTFISHOIL to get a free 1-month supply. That's www.fishoil.best or call 888-920-1497.